Good evening. Welcome to Long Beach Local News tonight with Franklin Sims. It's not every day that the Long Beach Police Department's SWAT team shows up at Lazy Acre Market in East Long Beach in the 2000 block of Long Beach Boulevard, Bellflower Boulevard. Just a brisk walk from the campus of Cal State University of Long Beach is the Los Altos Center. It consists of a medical clinic, CVS, LA Fitness, Lazy Acre, Wells Fargo, and a new bike shop called Pedigo. Well, what started off as a customer visiting the Pedigo bike shop turned into an hours-long standoff with the Long Beach SWAT team. Here's what one employee at the Pedigo bike shop shared with our reporter on the scene, Sabrina Cupid. We're working on that footage now. All of the Lazy Acre employees and customers are reported as being safe, but for some time anxiety was high. The large store window blinds were drawn and employees were ushered into the back and placed on lockdown. Employees were allegedly sent home for the day with pay and escorted out the back by police. Still, once the employees were free, they were essentially stranded since the police tape circled around the parking lot for yards. Employees noted that the young man, the suspect, 24-year-old adult male, seemed to be under the influence. We don't have medical reports substantiating that quite yet. They report that he initially came into the store and attempted to steal alcohol, but was thwarted. Later, after his visit to the bike shop, he returned to Lazy Acre. Inside, he took a burrito into the bathroom to eat it without paying. It was then that he was escorted from the market and later apprehended by police. But once inside the squad car, officers observed that the suspect had what appeared to be a metal object in his hands. After refusing the officers' orders, they called for backup. After some time, SWAT broke the squad car window and apprehended the man. It's also important to note that the mental health evaluation team officers also responded to the scene. This is the sort of measure that advocates and protesters, such as the Long Beach Black Lives Matter, the Caravan for Justice, and even LB Strong, asked the Long Beach Police Department and city officials to institute as a policy in response to the murder of George Floyd. Onlookers noted that there were more than a dozen squad cars, marked and unmarked, police dogs, SWAT team, and fire department, while the young man was barricaded in a standoff with police. Here is some of the footage from this afternoon. As you can see, the officers are there now. During this time, we're told by witnesses that the SWAT team is organizing themselves, putting together a plan. There you see some of our sergeants from the Long Beach Police Department. The previous angle was backed by Sears that's now closing. There's quite a bit of vacant lots there, vacant stores there at the 2000 block of Bellflower Boulevard. Officers again are outside. Witnesses say that the man was behaving erratically inside the car, along with having the metal object. There you see the vehicle, the militarized vehicle, almost a tank that was purchased by Long Beach Police. It actually used to go down 2nd Street during the Christmas parade. There is now approaching with the SWAT team on the back, several of them on the side. You can't see it, but on the side of the store, other SWAT team members are going to approach as well. There you have the truck inching up to the squad car where the suspect is in the back seat. They're signaling the SWAT team, preparing. Witnesses and bystanders were told that they should move back. We were told by one child that their mother was asked to move her car because there was a risk that the SWAT team would be using gases that could be harmful to residents. You see there in the foreground, background, there is actually a stretcher as well as the Long Beach Fire Department paramedic team there. We have a lot of law enforcement there at the 2000 block of Bellflower Boulevard this afternoon. They're asking the suspect. The suspect has been asked by officers, also by the mental evaluation team, to obey the officer's orders. He is refusing. At that time he was refusing. We see a SWAT team officer there appearing to point some sort of weapon toward the squad car. We're not certain what it is. And we're told that the SWAT team is going to break the window in order to apprehend the suspect who is inside the car. Officers stepped away from it because after handcuffing him and placing him inside the car, they became aware, they observed a metal object. There he is, he's on the ground. They've apprehended the suspect. He's there on the ground. You also see ambulance there, officers discussing. The suspect was taken by ambulance to the hospital to be cleared medically. And he is apprehended. There he is there being checked out by the ambulance. The window was broken. Suspect has been apprehended. They seem to be checking his vitals. He's on the ground. He seems now to be complying with officers, law enforcement, as he receives medical care. Okay, I think our producers are ready to come back. We want to thank the men and women who responded to the scene. We're so very fortunate that the employees and customers there in Lazy Acres are now safe. Officers did recover a metal torch lighter from inside the patrol vehicle. The suspect was rushed off by ambulance for medical treatment to be cleared for booking. No news yet on his condition. Fortunately, no one else was harmed. I wanted to take a moment, however, to look at the bigger picture so we can explore what's happening in our city. It's important to note that the suspect was in large part targeting some of the necessities of life, food and transportation. We in no way want to justify theft, but it's important to note. Now, Lazy Acre services middle to upper middle class residents in the 4th and 5th District. Many residents have been complaining of theft and the impact of homelessness growing in this area for several years now. So far, much of the city's response by public officials and elected officials to homelessness has been rather ineffective. We've seen traffic meters to collect coins as part of the mayor's effort, but nothing truly substantive that has really put a dent in what most residents see as a huge problem. Most recently, officers placed homeless encampments downtown, and there were some reports that the unhoused were threatened with arrest had one of our local advocates not intervened. As the realities of poverty and homelessness reverberate across the city, it's likely that we will see more incidents such as this. But it's important to note that unless our city grapples with the underlying issues and causes of poverty and homelessness that strain on our police department, as evidenced in the scene that many witnessed this afternoon, will likely continue. With an already strained police force, it's hard to imagine how we can sustain This level of force, such as dozens of squad cars, police dogs, fire department, and a SWAT team, without sacrificing our overall public safety. This is Franklin Sims reporting for Long Beach Local News, reporting Truth to Power.